Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hardcore 1.21 Let's Play. Last episode we built this lovely farmhouse, and the farmers inside, I believe, are still doing well. I haven't done a whole lot with them in between episodes, so they're kind of just hanging out. But today, the first thing I want to do is actually go back to a trader that's been hanging around the area. Ah yes, over there. So let's get some emeralds, because he sells green dye, and I need that to make cyan dye, since I haven't found any cactus yet. And I want to do some more stuff with the blue type of colors in this area. Right now, the only thing we've got is the copper blocks, which I want to use today with all of our blue type tones, but right now it's just on the windows of the enchanting tower. And now that I'm thinking about it, we should probably get more than just 3, because that's not going to get us very far. Unless I just dye a sheep, which I could do, but we found him. And I'll just grab a few more emeralds worth. So we've secured a good amount of green dye, I think, but we'll put that away for now, because the other block that I really want to work with is warped wood. The last time we went to the nether, we couldn't find a warped forest, but I've really been wanting to find that block to use, so I think that we're going to give that another try today. And this will be the first thing that we do today. So let's grab all of our stacks of cobblestone, and throw everything else in a chest. I've accidentally gotten stone brick stairs in my inventory though. I don't know how that happened, but now we're ready to go into the nether again. Although actually I lied, I need one more thing. I think that I want to bring a lot of gold with me to see if we can trade with some piglins. Mostly because I know they can trade fire resistance potions, and I really need some of those if we're going to survive this. Unfortunately though, none of my gold is actually smelted, so I'll have to wait for that for a minute. You know what, I could actually speed this up by just putting 2 buckets of lava into furnaces, since I mean we have enough. Okay, we can refill with copper, and I've made a whole stack, +1, of gold just because I don't really use it for anything else. And I hope nothing suddenly comes up where I would have to use it, but I don't think that's very likely. In the nether hub, I do have a set of pants that I can trade out. I forget what the enchantment is. Oh, it is fire protection, so that is kind of helpful. And I'll just throw these on that armor stand. And now we should be ready to go to the nether. It's never good being back here, but we should be pretty safe just sticking to the trees and searching for some piglins to trade with. That is not a piglin. I did not like that. The Crimson Forest might not be the best place to look for piglins, so maybe I'll just make a break for it and try and see if we can find any in the nether waste. Oh. You know what? Okay, never mind. Hey bud, would you like to just stay there? I'm gonna dig you into a hole, but don't worry about that. Don't leave. Alright, see, now we're trapped together. See, this is cozy, huh? Now just please give me something better. Oh, you did give me a potion already. Amazing. Let's see, it's just for 3 minutes, but that's fine. I think I hear other piglins around. I don't know if I really want to risk trying to get any more in here. Yeah, we'll just let those guys hang out there. Uh-oh, I accidentally hit him. Oh man. This could have been a good friendship. Dang it. Oh, maybe there weren't piglins out here. I mean, that's good now that I've, angered one. Man, that sucks. I really wanted to get more out of that guy. Okay, you know what, let's just, go back to our tunnel that we dug a couple episodes ago, because that should be relatively safe. Luckily, I did leave kind of a path, if that's what you could call this, around, so that I kind of know where I'm going. And here we are. From what I remember, this should take us pretty far and almost to the end of the Basalt Delta, I hope. Although it does seem to be never-ending. Oh, there are still some blocks here from when I was here last. That's random, but I'll take it. And we've come to the end of the tunnel. I forgot that it does end in another waste, so maybe we'll be okay. My strategy is to just run as far and as fast as I can, hopefully avoiding everything that's gonna spawn if I stick around too long. Oh, there's another piglin. Would you like to trade with me? You're running away, but I feel like that's a good sign. I won't take it personally. Alright. This went super well the last time, so I'm sure this will be fine. I just really want more fire resistance potions in case we come across a lava lake. Oh, he gave me some ender pearls. That's helpful. I really don't plan on tackling any blaze spawners today, but in the future that will be very helpful. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give you your gold. My inventory is already super full. Ooh, another potion, thank you. Oh, and another splash potion. Let's see, I'm not gonna need fire charge. Oh, what the heck, he gave me iron boots and immediately picked them up. It's not nice, just because I discarded them doesn't mean I didn't want them. Probably. Let's see, I kind of do want some soul speed boots. I mean, I'll hang on to them, just in case. Oh, let's see, that's our 4th potion. Wonderful. This is our last bit of gold. Please give us something good. I think that was Blackstone. It was Blackstone. That wasn't good. Okay. But anyways, we're done here. Now we shall continue on. Although I've immediately run into a dead end. I think there might be a better way to get up there. It'll just be kind of a pain to get down. I probably should have made a staircase, but it's okay. And I should really probably be making a path, so I know where to go. I very nearly just fell into lava there. Alright, I love it here. It's great. Oh, it's right here! Yes! Good, I really didn't want to be in here that much longer. Beautiful, beautiful. Warped forest, excellent. All I really need is this grass stuff, and I can just grow these at home. And honestly, my inventory is really full, so I think that I'm just going to take some of this and call it good. Now this is the part that's going to be really painful, where I didn't leave the path for myself. We should be okay, just as long as I don't hear any ghasts. Or I guess fall into lava. Oh no, ghast. Oh crap. It took longer than I thought for them to get to me. It's okay, we're just a few blocks away from our tunnel. Right here. I think? Oh yes, above. Okay, we're good. Okay, home sweet home. And by that I mean our portal, but still. Oops. Dang it. I really just wanted to place cobblestone, but I guess we are resistant to fire for 2 minutes. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to. Should I go into a lava lake just to see? I don't know. There's hoglins around. I might not. Okay, but anyways, we're back, and I can get my pants back. Oh, you know what? I forgot to sit Daisy down. I don't know where she is. Man, I forgot. I made this specifically so she wouldn't get lost in the nether. Daisy? Oh, good. Alright, okay. You're just stuck on the door. It's fine. But we can put all of this random stuff in our inventory away. We didn't actually end up needing that cobblestone. Or the soul speed boots. I think that's the one biome I didn't come across was the Soul Sand Valley, which I'm not upset about, just to be clear. It's probably my least favorite biome, other than, well, the Basalt Delta. And now we've actually got a decent amount of ender pearls. Not that I'm really at all prepared to go to the end, but we could, if we had the blaze rods. Okay, so this isn't ideal, but I really don't want to farm this stuff in the nether, so we're gonna make a little farm, kind of makeshift, behind the actual nether base. And I only got 17 blocks of that grass, so we can duplicate more just bone mealing this regular netherrack. This gives us a plenty big enough platform to start bone mealing and see if we can get any of the mushrooms. Yes, we got one. We had bad luck at first, but at least we got one of them. And we can use these to now grow the big trees. Beautiful. It's been a while since I've chopped one of these. I forgot how slow it is to break these stems. Or what are they? Wart blocks. Okay, I'll save the collection of this stuff for when we actually need it. But we've got the means now to actually set up a farm to grow it. And the reason we did all that, going to the nether and getting the warped trees, was so that we could build a copper aging room. I know that seems unrelated, but I wanted to use that stage of copper with some more blue tones, and I think I want those to be the stripped warped logs and cyan wool. So let's get our dyes out, and we need to get some blue, which I can get from lapis up here in the enchanting tower. And now we can make just a couple of cyan dye. Oh, Percy gave us another torchflower seed. Wonderful. I've actually only really been getting the pitcher plants, so this is very helpful. Perfect. I actually think I've used all of my other torch flowers. It's just solely pitcher pods at the moment. But back to the sheep. In our colorful sheep pen, I have a lot of red wool, or red sheep, that I don't use, so I'll use both of the dye on the sheep here. And since we only have 2, I'll start collecting it right away so we can get a bunch. But we need to collect more materials to build a big enough building to age lots of copper in. We've got plenty of copper supply, hence us building this, so we can make a bunch of cut copper and cut copper slabs. This is going to be a copper-themed building, so of course the windows will be copper faced. I need some of this to be aged down, so I'll spread the blocks out across my lawn. This really illustrates why we do need a copper aging space. We're also going to need to start farming honey like crazy to wax all of the copper. While waiting for those things though, we might as well collect some stuff from storage. A couple stacks of andesite, a stack of stone because we have plenty. However, I have almost no deep slate, and I use it so often. So let's do some strip mining to get a bucket of the stash. Ah, no, lava. That's a good sign that we've collected enough. Wait, no, Daisy! Oh god, no. I tried to save her. Why? Why does tragedy follow me? I'm so sad. That was so unexpected, what the heck? I'd like to make this my official petition to Minecraft to add armor for cats, too. Oh man. But I guess we do need to make another grave. We collected the deep slate for it at least. Although that's already died. I don't like that this area is expanding. I'll plant a daisy next to it so we know which one of our dead cats this is. Well, that has destroyed me. The sudden rainstorm is fitting. But we shouldn't have to go back underground to get the rest of the materials. Let's continue on, starting with shearing the sheep, as I'll need white and light grey wool for this build. Plus, I can't forget about the cyan wool we needed. I also want a bunch of spruce materials to work with, so let's have a dreary spruce collecting montage. In addition to all that spruce, I need some acacia slabs. Next, let's head back to the nether base, and grow one more warped mushroom tree. If I can get the mushroom to grow. There we go. Now I'll use the warped wood to make fences, and 3 fence gates. And we can strip some logs for these as well. The last thing we need is unfortunately in the nether, as much as I would like to avoid it. But all we need to do is gather a stack or so of netherrack, safe in our little base here. With that collected, we can start building the copper farm, which I'm planning on putting next to the library, beginning with a little deep slate brick stairway that I'll extend later to actually meet up with the path. Beside the stairs, a 5x7 room as a sort of lounge area that isn't used for just aging copper. The room that will do that is in the middle, as it needs to be the biggest. I want to be able to fit 9 blocks of copper on one level, being 4 blocks apart to age down, so this room is a 13 block square. And I only want mud on the first layer, so I'm moving into cobbled deep slate, with polished deep slate to reinforce the sides. On the far side, I think I'll put in a tower, where I can have a staircase or a ladder to get to the different levels of copper, using the same mud and deep slate palette. Now that the base is down, I do need to take out this tree. But the base continues and is going to be quite tall and take up about half of the build height, so I'll build it up with the gradient I like to use, the one with tuff, stone, and andesite. Now the stone walls are in place, but they need something to border them, which is where the spruce wood comes in. I'm also using dark oak for the details, but spruce logs because I think that they're easier to gather. And we'll bring the logs upwards now to outline the second section of wall, where I'll have light grey wool to start, 1 block inward from the beams. To lighten the walls further, let's have a couple layers of doré on top. There's a lot of empty space at the moment, because a lot of this I want to be windows. And every good window needs a spruce trim, starting with upside down stairs on the bottom, the sides of trapdoors, some more stairs for an arch, and coming up to a point to end the window. These are taller than the doré, so let's use white wool to bring up the wall above the windows. That's the tower done, aside from the roof. Below that, on the entrance, I'll do some similar windows. On the front, let's put in some stripped spruce pillars this time, connected with fences, and a circle window facing out as a centerpiece when you walk up, filled with orange glass. In this bit in between, we're going to have lots of stripped spruce, because we needed to break up all the grey we've got going on so far. The biggest wall on this side is going to be similar to the one we just built. It's going to have a lot of spruce pillars, and the rest will be filled with windows. The back wall is facing the mountain, so we shouldn't put any windows on it. Instead, let's just use the doré and wool. Now, we've got all of these window borders, but I haven't put anything actually in them. And I mentioned that I wanted to use copper grates, so let's do that. My plan is to have some of them orange and some green, so the tower windows here are using the regular and exposed copper. But the other windows are using weathered and oxidized grates. There, the windows are all complete. I think that the grates work really well as a medieval style window. Next, let's add on the top trim to connect to the walls and start the roof. This is where I'm using lots of dark oak trapdoors, because I like how they can be doubled up to look like a half slab in between 2 blocks. between the roof and the wall, let's do more spruce. I'm keeping pretty dull colors for this because the roof is very colorful. Speaking of the roof, my idea is to have each part be a different stage of copper. The small one over the entrance area will be themed around oxidized copper, with the warped wood and cyan wool. On the top point, I'm using the warped fences as well. The main roof is next, and I'm starting with acacia to go with the first stage of copper, and since this is such a big roof, I'm also using the exposed copper, and ending with packed mud, with a similar fence and wall trim. The last little roof of the tower is going to be the weathered copper one. It was hard to find a block that went with it, so I ended up using mossy cobblestone. The last major thing is the chimney, which will eventually be used to store blast furnaces for smelting copper. The bottom is what we needed the netherrack for. Then the bricks. It is a bit cramped against the mountain, but that's less materials I have to use. Finally granite coming up to the top with some walls, and back to a couple full blocks. With that, the copper aging farm is done on the outside. It looks very medieval, and like something that would have copper inside with the different copper colored roofs. But we should fit this into the town better by adding a path to connect it. And since we've got all of the new copper blocks, I thought it would be fitting to put a copper statue in front of this building. I want to keep it pretty small scale, so using stairs to give it little feet and legs, and a little body, regular blocks for her chest, and more stairs for her neck. It's actually not bad so far. The top of the head needs more detail, so let's try to make some eyeballs of sorts with grates and trapdoors on front, for something like that. It's actually weirdly cute. He looks like he has a little smile. For the arms, I want one to be holding a staff or a sword or something that I'll probably make out of lightning rods. So this one needs to be extended outwards. And the bottom of the staff here. The top I don't want to look the same as the bottom, so I might need to use a fence to make it thicker, but still using a lightning rod above. Now he just needs another arm. This one should be resting in a vertical position. The new trapdoors are perfect to make this happen. There, that's a good addition to the outside of this build. It's a cute statue, but it's also meant to be kind of menacing, like a security guard. But anyways, he's good out here. Moving on to the interior. There's a lot of space in here to age lots of copper. However, we're going to need a lot of glass for the floors of the different levels. Luckily, we've got the sugarcane farm that should have plenty of stuff to trade for glass. Yeah, that should get us at least some. Hello there, Eleanor and Beatrice. I've come to trade with you. Okay, hopefully all this will be enough glass. On the first floor, I want to still have glass to keep it consistent with the other rooms, but since we can see through glass, we need a block below that isn't dirt. I think the best option is deep slate tiles, because they blend with the mud while still looking fancier than a mud floor. To fit all this in, we first need to take out a lot of dirt. Now we can add the deep slate. For the floor, I'm using slabs because I can get away with it, and I'm too cheap to use the actual full blocks. I mean, my cat did just die from me having to refill on deep slate. But on the wall section, I can't do that. With all that placed in, we can begin the glass on the first floor. In the middle though, I'm putting a shroom light so that it's not too dark in here. And so I know where the copper is supposed to be, let's have every fifth block be orange glass. I think if I did this with shroom lights, it would be too much and be a huge eyesore. Plus I didn't want to go back to the nether to get those. So this works. As for the doorway, you may have noticed that it's not at the same level as the floor. I'm planning on this space being at the door level, and there being a staircase coming down. I've already put a jungle log here because I'm going to make a balcony walkway out of jungle. For a railing, I think that copper trapdoors would add to the industrial vibe. Yeah, that's much better for the entrance. I'm also using jungle for the floor in this section, and this is the tower where the stairs to all the levels will be. So before we can get to those levels, we need to build the stairs, which are made completely of tuff. A lot of polished tuff, with some chiseled edges, and topped with tough walls, to make a very sturdy looking staircase. Now we're at the second floor, which should be a lot easier than the first, because all we need to do here is place the glass in. Perfect. There's space for a couple more layers, so let's repeat this 2 more times. Okay, all the floors are in, and we've got access to all of them. At this point, we should fix the hole in the wall, that's the fireplace. It was smushed against the mountain, so we first need to clear it out, and replace the walls with netherrack. I'm thinking that to avoid getting red nether brick to match the netherrack, I'll use granite instead. Most of the stuff in here will be pure blast furnaces, but But I also brought campfires, so we don't end up with a solid wall of furnaces. This should still be plenty though. And we've got a place to smelt everything now, fit inside our fireplace. I still need somewhere to store all of the copper though, and this area is perfect for that. I'll begin with an oak workbench, with a crafting table in the middle, a shelf for some chests, and a couple beside the crafting table. Barrels are another option for storing stuff. It will ruin the functionality of the top shelf chests, but that's okay. It looks cool. We do need better lighting in this building. I'm a little worried about things spawning in here as it is, but it's easy to hang some mangrove chandeliers from the ceiling. Like that. We needed something for decoration up here. In a few places on the walls, there's these indents, and I'm going to fill them with lightning rods and acacia fences as pipes or something. I do want to replace the torches around as well, probably with candles, which I need to make because I don't have any. So let's harvest some honey from our bees, and head down into the mine shaft to visit the cave spider spawner to get string that we actually already have sitting in the collection chest. The light design I'm using is just putting a bunch of candles on a lever so we don't have to take up any floor space and don't have to use torches. Everything seems to be done, and finally we can move our copper, which isn't as much as I thought after building this, but having it all organized in here will be helpful in the future. And the copper factory is now complete. It fits in nicely next to the library and the enchanting tower, and we've got our copper statue keeping watch over the building. But with that, that is all of the time I've got for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.